On this week's show, what is going on with the UK property market?
And we're going to be answering all of your questions in today's question and answer session.
Welcome to the Property Investors Podcast. Thanks so much for tuning in. We're here every single Friday at 4 p.m. Make sure you subscribe so you never miss an upload. You can catch us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and YouTube. Enjoy this week's show and don't forget to share it with all your friends.
Hi, I'm Russell Leeds.
Hey, I'm Alistair Cunningham.
And welcome to the Property Investors Podcast. I was just saying to you off camera, your room is so bright, it's blinding my eyes, how bright you are.
Hold on, let me turn it up. See, I've got light everywhere, man, to try and make it better.
Is there just lamps? Is there no actual light?
In this room. So I'm in a hotel at the minute down in Ashford, and I'm Ashford in Kent, and I've been doing some property viewings down this neck of the woods today with one of our deal sourcers, and I'm in a hotel and I'm here for the next couple of days. So just staying in the hotel, and you know the hotel's not the greatest. I mean it's the Holiday Inn, and this is an executive suite, but it's really not. In fairness, I can't complain. It was only £60, so it's got a comfy bed, it's got a big TV, it's got a sofa, and it's got plenty of lamps. So
plenty of lamps. Some candles, a little lighter that you could use for a bit more.
There's no candles. There's not even any tea bags. There's not even any tea bags, and there's nothing in the room, literally. So that's good.
It was so dark when he first came on the call. It was so dark. I mean, if you're watching this on YouTube and you can see, he's managed to make it a little bit brighter, but it was unbelievably dark. But I'm glad. Do you know what I did yesterday?
What's that?
I did a speed awareness course.
Oh my God. So you got your license back?
Yeah.
Why did you lose your license again?
Speeding.
Okay, speeding. So you got 12 points, you taught it up, you got 12 points, and you've been caught speeding again.
Well, in all fairness to me, I was travelling at...
Hold on, were you speeding or not?
I don't think so.
Doesn't matter what you think. Were you going over the legal speed limit?
The legal speed limit that it normally is, the legal speed limit that it was at the time.
Legal speed limit of that day?
Of that day, no, if I'd mean at that day, I'm sure I could have gone that speed.
Okay, so the government or the law, they got it wrong on that day, so you didn't actually break the law, but why did you have to speed this course?
Well, no, not on that day. I mean, I was going 70 on the motorway.
Okay, so why did you get a speed awareness course then?
They changed the speed limit to 60 at that time when I was driving, but
the speed limit on that day was 6 miles an hour and you were doing 70, so you're speeding.
But here's the thing, I genuinely didn't know that it was 60. I was driving because I saw the camera flash me, and I was like, surely that didn't flash me because I'm literally going 70.
Yeah.
And then the next camera, sure enough, was showing 70. I thought, what? So it must have been, it very briefly went 60, and I hadn't noticed. Yeah,
in fairness, I get it. I kind of do sympathise with you because it's most of my... I've got a similar situation to you where I've got too many points on my licence, and it's all like things like that, going through little roadwork sections.
Well, I've got no points on my licence at the moment.
You lost it and they gave you a nice clean one.
But I did learn some things about smart motorways. So this week, instead of talking about property, I'm going to fill you in on all the things I learned about smart motorways. It wasn't a normal speed awareness one. It was just a smart motorway.
Okay, 1 second, though. I'm actually surprised that you got banned for driving for speeding and you've only had your license back a couple of months and you got done for speeding and they've not give you points instantly. The fact that they've even allowed you to do a speed awareness course is actually pretty good. I thought it was instant points after a ban, but no, good.
I don't think it makes a difference. It just depends on you're only allowed to do a speed awareness course every 3 years.
Yeah, but it does. Okay, so I got told the other day. I don't know how true this is, but if you get caught speeding in different counties, it means you can do a speed awareness course in different counties within a 3-year period. So I got told. I've not verified it.
It's not true.
Told me it's not true. Okay.
I don't think so. I don't think
that's bullshit then. Anyway, sorry. Tell me about smart motorways.
So no, I mean I was joking. I mean it was a boring. Although I got to do it from home. because obviously, so it was like this. It was like this sort of call. And then I actually managed to do a bit of work at the same time. I had 2 laptops.
Yeah.
I had the one that was there, and I'm like, and then every now and again they asked me a question. I was listening. I was only half doing the work, but before I get.
That's funny. Like, so I wonder if you can do it in like now. I've turned my camera on.
No, you couldn't do that.
You had to have cameras on.
Yeah, I had to have the camera on. You had to, their IDs me at first. It was like, let's have a look at you. Okay, yeah, let's see your photo ID. Yeah. Otherwise, I'd have just been like, oh, I'll just pay Alasdair to take the course for me.
I would not done it.
He'll do anything for a bit of cash.
You could have got somebody just to do it for you, couldn't you? Like, turn the camera off and just answer the questions.
Yeah, I did wonder about creating like a loop on the screen. You know, like they do in the films with the security cameras. I thought, I'm sure there's a way, and I'm just there.
It's not. Be like the nodding dog and the church one nodding dog. Oh yes, oh yes.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's so funny.
Although they do ask some questions though to make sure you're listening. So every now and again he'll go, so what's the so Russell? I'm like, oh,
okay.
No, I was teacher's pet. I was answering everything. Anyway, let's get on with the show. Let's get on with the show. Enough of speed awareness.
Yeah.
Okay, so this week we're going to be talking about the property industry as a whole, what we think is going to happen over the year. A couple of things. First thing is the property market is well and truly back open. This month, mortgages have quadrupled in terms of how much mortgage lenders have been lending, which is far faster than the experts predict. It's not far faster than we predicted. We predicted it would bang back open, but it's far faster than what the experts predicted. So it really is shooting. But from personal experience as well, I know when I've been viewing, stuff has just been the sales. Everything's just selling so quickly right now.
It's utter crazy. Like I normally book at least 6 viewings a day in normal times pre-coronavirus, because it means you're not rushing around like a tit all day. You can take it nice and easy. But now I'm finding we're having to book 12, 13, 14 viewings in a day because half of them are getting cancelled. Half of them we arrive and they've already had offers accepted, or they just don't turn up. And it's just, honestly, it's crazy. I know you were telling me earlier, you were speaking to Anthony recently, and he was driving to viewings, and the agents were ringing out saying, "Turn around, don't come." Because
Anthony, he booked 15 viewings.
Yeah.
On the one day for the following day.
Yeah.
10 of them sold before we could view them.
So he booked them on a Tuesday, and it's all sold by the Wednesday, the next day.
Oh, that's 10 of them had sold by the Wednesday. 4 of them sold on the morning while he was driving to view. He was like, "Oh, that one's gone. Oh, that one's gone. Oh, that one's gone." While he was going to do his viewings.
Wow. And that's the purchase market, the sales market. The letting market is just as strong. It's so strong at the minute. I'm moving. I'm looking to move, and I've been looking for some properties to rent, and I've got application in one. I've got an application in the other. One of the properties I'm looking at's got I think it's like 22 applications or something like that, and they're all from people that are credible, like in the sense of they've already gone through sort of pre-app, and they've verified their income.
Have you gone for the pre-op?
Pre-op? No, not a pre-op. Oh, you're funny. Now, so what I mean is, and one of them's got like 22 people in applicant, and the landlord is actually going to the office tomorrow to sit down and go through every applicant and decide which one he wants in his property, because the landlord met everybody at the property. He done all the viewings himself, but the agent's managing it because he wants to meet the people. And so far, 22 applications, and he's shut the applications, and these are all, like, say, credible people, and it's just crazy. Like, the markets are strong. Like, they're really, really strong. What I'm seeing is vendors are not negotiating. Like, that's the price. Take it or leave it, right?
Well, where I'm looking right now, I've just checked, just because obviously I'm moving as well, although I have found somewhere I'm moving very soon, but when you search, there's 5 properties available in my criteria. Okay. When I change it to let agreed, there's 33.
Yeah.
So you've got 5 that are available and 28 that have been snapped up, but snapped up very recently because they're letting. I don't stay on the market long when they've been.
Well, a let agreed means that somebody's viewed it, they've agreed to let, but it's not come offline yet. So that's like you would say a couple of weeks maximum, really.
How crazy is that?
Yeah, it's utter crazy. But I wonder why it's happening, because every expert under the sun was saying the property market's going to die, the property market's going to crash. It's going to be like 7 to 18% drop in prices, drop in demand, massive drop in demand. But mortgage lenders are lending, like the banks are lending so much money out at the minute. Mortgage approvals have gone sky high. I know my finance guy is flat out with refinances, with first-time mortgages, with buy-to-let mortgages, with creative finance, bridging finance, etc. He's flat out. And I know a mortgage broker that we work with, Sophia Jones, again, I saw a Facebook post for her today, flat out. She's having like so much work and so much people inquiring about products and things like that. It's crazy. And today I've just signed some paperwork for a product switch on one of my properties to retain a good interest rate, because come to the end of its fixed period. And I was speaking to Asha, my lender from Regency Court Financial, again, flat out, super busy. They're struggling to keep up with demand. So like,
the other thing that's happened is I think a lot of people use lockdown as a chance to reassess their position.
Yes.
So I live just outside of London, and I know a lot of people that are living in central London have gone, actually, wouldn't it make more sense to live on the outskirts of London? So around here in particular has been absolutely crazy busy. But I think that's even the case with us. Both of us have decided to move during lockdown, because you got a chance, because you're not doing anything and you're at home all the time, having a chance to reassess your options. A lot of people are like, let's move. The amount of people that are saying to me, I want to buy now, stamp duty. Stamp duty's cut. I've been saving for years, but now's the time. Now I'm gonna buy.
It's a big saving, mate. It's a big saving, especially if you're like take the buy-to-let market out of this. If you're just looking to move house as a family or whatever, it is a massive saving, mate. Massive saving. And like, you're right in what you say, that lockdown is giving a lot of people, they're all spending time at home. They're all spending time. Do you want a drink? They're all spending time at home. And like, it's like, for instance, for me, like pre-lockdown, I was very rarely at home. I was always out, hotels, work, business, traveling, doing whatever. And then suddenly lockdown comes and I'm stuck in this city centre, this central London apartment, which actually I wasn't enjoying. And I realised actually I don't want to live here. So that's why I'm now moving to somewhere with a garden, somewhere with a bit bigger, garden, garage, whatever, driveway, all that sort of stuff. And it's all because of lockdown. And I'm not the only one. Like, there's loads. You've moved. I know plenty of people that are moving. And I think
the government obviously want the economy to get going again. And to be fair, you've got to hand it to them. They've done a really good job of getting the property market back open. Can't knock it.
What do you think? Like, listen, forget the government in the sense of they mess up now and again, so be it. How do you think they've handled the whole coronavirus situation, the whole bounce back loans? How do you think they've handled the whole COVID-19 situation?
That's like a loaded question. I mean, it is, because I mean, assuming that COVID-19 is everything that we're told it is.
Okay, yeah. Let's forget about all these conspiracy theories from little blokes in the basement with their tin hats on. Let's forget all that rubbish, right? Let's just look at what the government, how they've handled what information they've got. Now, even if there is some sort of conspiracy, believe me, it's above the government. It's not the government. The Boris Johnson or whatever is probably none the wiser. He's probably no more clued up on it than what we are. Okay, so the reality is this: they've got a set of information they've been given. And they've had to handle that and deal with that for the best, the sort of favoritism of the country. So how would you say, with the information they've been given, they've handled the COVID-19 situation?
I think that they had no choice but to go into lockdown, because I think the media wanted that. And I think that the government, I think it would have been absolute public outcry if they'd not.
Yeah.
So I think that was forced upon them, really.
Yeah.
How they've forget the whole going into lockdown, forget going into that, but how they've handled the bounce back from it. I think they've done a really good job.
Yeah.
I think they've done a really good job.
Completely agree. It's not an easy job. Like, there's no way it's easy, because you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. Because you've got half the country believe this, half the country believe that, half the country think they can do a better job, but actually they can't. It's like when you go to a football match, yeah, and you've got that guy on the sideline that's like shouting at the players, telling them what to do and things like that, and it's like, hang about, dude. Why don't you, like, do you know what I mean? Like you're fat, you're overweight, but yeah, you can do a better job. Why don't you go and do that? Okay, that's just.
Or Vanessa Warwick shouting at people how to teach people property.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Yeah, exactly. And that was a good one. That was a fucking blinder. Yeah, exactly. My point being is, it's just crazy. It's just crazy. I think the government have done a top job. Like Boris Johnson has done a very, very good job. Like, you may not get everything right, but do you know what? Overall, I'm very, very happy and very supportive of them at the minute.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
And
so we know right now that it's really going up. What do you predict? And obviously, or don't you know? But what do you predict is going to happen for the rest of the year? Because everyone was saying, a few, month or it's going to take a massive hit. People, Daily Mail, 30% crash, all this sort of stuff. What do you think is going to happen over the course of the year?
You know what? I think for the next couple of months, it's going to continue as it is. It's going to continue to grow. And then I think things will settle down, in the sense of, you got to understand, people were locked down for 3 months, okay? So all these people that are looking to move, looking to do property investments, suddenly it's like they've opened the traps of greyhounds. It's like greyhound trap 1, bang, they're all out the traps running, yeah? And they're all going fast. That will slow down, okay? And then when that slows down, the markets will steady out a little bit, I believe. So I think we've seen a little bit of a slowly increase month on month, certainly for the last, or week on week, whatever. But I do think it's going to get to a point where it's going to plateau, maybe stay a bit steady, and then. But I actually think towards the end of the year it will start climbing. Or maybe not end of the year, but towards the start of next year it will start climbing. And I think that when we get to March 2021, I think the average property price will be higher than March 2020. I just think it might dip towards the end of this year. I don't know.
I listen. We haven't got a crystal ball. All the experts disagree. I actually agree with you, though. I think it's going to rise. I then think it will go this boom. I then agree with you. Bang on, really. I think it's going to dip a little bit.
Yeah. And
steadily climb. March time next year, I'm not sure. But the other thing is, I don't think it's going to be much. Might drop a few percent. I don't see a big massive dip or anything.
I did read an article yesterday where there's this one particular economist who's saying, be prepared, it's going to drop 30%. And it's like, that maybe they know something that we don't, but I'm just not seeing it. And every single person I speak to is not seeing it. The estate agents, the letting agents, the mortgage providers, the lenders, they're just not seeing it. So maybe, I don't know, who knows? We haven't got a crystal ball. I mean, if we had a crystal ball, we would have predicted this whole thing and we would have prevented it, but we didn't. So
that's true. I wouldn't have predicted the whole country going into lockdown. I could be wrong. It has happened
a few times in history.
Has it happened?
It's happened a few times in history. I mean, the last time the last time there was lockdown in the country was World War II, when people were forced to stay at home.
No, I was about lockdowns. Where have I been wrong before? Trying
to. Yes, you've been wrong before.
Have I? Okay, so it has happened.
This is for our viewers. This is not for Russell. When Russell is wrong, what he does is he changes the original question to suit his wrong answer. So I wasn't wrong. That's what Russell normally does.
Like a politician.
Yeah, you spin the question to suit your answer, even if you know you're wrong. But he doesn't do it instantly. He'll do it over the space of like 10 minutes by changing a syllable at a time. So I don't even know it's happened. And then I'm suddenly thinking, is he wrong? And I don't know. It's like...
Totally bamboozled us there.
Yeah,
he has no idea. No idea.
Not difficult.
Yeah, so that's kind of what's happening right now. It's on and up.
Yeah.
Like we said though, I mean, we were like during lockdown, we were saying buy now, buy now, because now it's like everyone's taking like massive BNB offers and everything because everyone's scared. And everyone, when we're saying it, everyone's going like, yeah, but no, it's going to fall 30%. Oh, if I buy now, it's a terrible time for buy refurbishing finance. It's a terrible time. It's a terrible time to negotiate rent-to-rent serviced accommodations now. And because what about this? I mean, listen, we might have to eat a big piece of humble pie. I like Merce pie anyway.
Yeah. Okay. Look at rent to rent at the minute. Like not rent to rent as a strategy, but look at serviced accommodation at the minute. Like everyone, obviously 3 months, service accommodation dead, right? Service accommodation now is on the climb, definitely. So now is a good time to start finding them landlords and start doing negotiations.
You know that.
Do you know what long-term tenancy?
You know what's going to go crazy?
What?
Well, it's just so obvious.
Go on.
The strategy that's going to come out of this, that's going to go like, it's going to be like amazing with all the changes now that's gone
on. Lease options? I don't know.
No.
What one do you think?
Commercial to residential.
Yeah.
It's just so obvious. They've changed. They've made planning permission really, really easy.
Yeah. Well, so basically, you can go up 2 stories without just on permitted developments.
And yeah, but they've also relaxed the rules around planning permission. Full stop. They've made it a lot easier, right? And at the same time, you've got all these offices and these units that and businesses going bust and businesses deciding not to use office space anymore. I mean, commercial to residential is going to go nuts, I think.
Speaking of planning, I want to just tell you a little bit about what I was speaking to planning officer or somebody that's well in the know with regards to planning the holiday.
Yeah.
During lockdown and obviously with the lack of staff at certain governments and things like that, planning applications are taking quite long at the minute. So Ricky Mandel is doing a planning application for a property he's doing in Rushden, where they're splitting this property up into 4 apartments within it's a massive, massive Victorian house. I've been there, I've seen it, it's beautiful. But they're going to split up into 4 apartments, and they've had to get planning. The planning was due to be back middle of July, and then got pushed back to start of August. They've now pushed them back to October the 20th, and as a result, it means that it's causing a lot of problems with this property. Now, speaking to a few of my friends within the know, what they're doing is to try and the planning officers are to try and delay things. They're coming back and asking the most obvious and stupid questions because that gives them more time. So Ricky's been asked to get photographs of the driveway and get measurements of the driveway and all that sort of stuff. And they're asking such stupid things. And they're doing it. What's happening is they're getting lower level employment staff to go through the applications and like send for the document requests and things like that. And it's just delaying everything. That particular is that'll be Northamptonshire.
Why are they wanting to delay it?
I don't know. It's lack of staff. Because they're really struggling. Like a lot of councils a lot of staff are still on furlough, so they've got very, very limited resources. And it's a way to delay planning. So if the lesson to take from it is if you've got a planning application in, is to make sure you're super prepared for anything they can throw at you with regards to any questions about the property, any drawings, pictures, photo, like whatever. Do you know what I mean? Just be super prepared. Because if, for instance, if Ricky had sent these original drawings in for the driveway, that wouldn't have been a thing to come back at. And it just means planning applications are taking longer than normal.
Yeah, makes sense. I wonder if that's happening sort of countrywide now. I wonder how long that will happen for. If it is because they're short-staffed, surely that won't last long.
Well, staff or the government are encouraging people to come back to work, so I can't see it. I think over the next month or 2, it's going to start sorting itself out.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
So overall, I think we've kind of summed it up, really, haven't we? I mean, we can touch base on it if more changes, but right now, Mortgage companies are approving like mad. The government are desperate for everyone to get buying again, get the economy moving again. Doing a really good job of making that happen.
Yeah.
And things are looking rosy. So it's now time for this. So this is the part of the show where you ask questions and we answer them. So you can normally ask us our questions on social media. Instagram is a good shout. I'm at Russell Leeds. And Alasdair, believe it or not, is at Alistair_Cunningham. Was Alistair Cunningham gone? Did you have to add the underscore?
I don't remember. I honestly actually don't remember, but I wouldn't have put the underscore there for any other reason apart from I couldn't get my normal name. But
who else is there going out there called Alistair Cunningham?
That's a good point. That's a very good point, actually. Let me have a look. Let me look, because I'm very surprised why I couldn't get Alistair Cunningham. You know, probably somebody got it because they saw that they probably saw me and they thought that guy's going places. So I'm going to get all the usernames because the www.AlasdairCunningham's going as well. So
AlasdairCunningham.gone.
No. Yeah, somebody has got it, and he's called Alistair Cunningham, but I can't.
Wow.
Whatever.
Yeah, it's quite an unusual name. We've both got quite unusual names. There's only one Russell Leeds, as far as I'm aware.
Yeah. There's only one. There's definitely only one of you, and thank God for that.
There's only one Russell Leeds.
Yeah, and there's only one Alistair Cunningham. But yeah, it's an unusual way because especially
didn't we just work out there's at least two Alistair Cunninghams? Didn't we just clarify that?
Well. There's only one.
Someone else got there first, so you're actually the second Alasdair. Maybe I should contact the first one and go, look, you're obviously better. You didn't have an underscore in your Instagram name. You're the guy that's on the pulse. Why don't you come and host the show with me?
Yeah. Crack on. Right. Maybe I should come and try and buy it off him.
Maybe you should contact him.
He's only got 20 followers, so he's obviously not very active on there. So maybe I should ring them and say, can I buy your username?
Can you have the underscore one? Can you have the crappy underscore one? We'll swap.
Right, questions.
So I've had one come in from High Esteem T-shirts.
Cool.
I don't know if that's his real name or whether it's sort of like his company. I'm not sure. But he says, do you recommend buying property now or waiting to see how the market goes? He literally must have like known what we were going to talk about on the show because that is. So what's your answer to High Esteem T-shirts, Alistair Cunningham? Cunningham.
Do you know something? Everyone always says, should I buy now or should I wait? And the problem is when you wait, you're constantly waiting and then you never make it. And I think now, do you know what? They say the best time to plant a tree was this time last year. But the second best time is now. So just do it now. I would just get on with it. And what will be. As long as the property is a good deal and it stacks up, like it's like anything. You could buy it in a year's time and it will dip a little bit, but then it will come back because we know historically properties always go up in value. And it's not my opinion. Nobody cares about my opinion, right?
No, they don't. It's true.
It's true. It's factual. Go through.
Not one person cares about Alasdair's opinion. Not one person. Carry on.
Go through thousands of years of property valuations, property prices. You will see historically they double every 10 years, give or take, like 2 or 3
thousands of years. Like Jesus' day, where they double it.
Go back to I've been back to 1940 or when the records first sort of began.
1940? What, like 80 years ago? A minute ago? It was thousands of years.
Well, go back 80 years ago or whenever.
If they doubled every 10 years for thousands of years, how cheap must they have been? Do you know the penny that doubles every day for 30 days? And it's like millions of pounds. Can you imagine how cheap they must have been?
I've not got the figures in front of me, but I think I went back to 1940, 1950, whenever the records began. So yes, my 1,000 years was wrong. Wow. So shoot me. Right. Anyway.
Do you think it's funny that records before records began, back in 1900s, we just we're not making any note of anything, and at some point someone went, we really need to start keeping a record of all this.
Yeah, kind of, yeah.
So we should start. We need to start taking records. Records begin now. As of 1940, from now on, records begin. It must have happened. It's very strange. Anyway, thousands of years ago, when records began in 1940.
Go back to when records started, and you'll see prices go up every 10 years. They double. Some parts of the country are slower than other parts, but some parts are bigger, faster than other parts. Listen, properties always go up, okay, historically, right? So now is the time. Now, as long as the deal is a good deal, it stacks up, it's going to be a valuable asset to you. You'll always have that asset. The property market is not going to crash to a point where you lose all of your assets. It's just not. It's like, and some people think that, then that's on them. I don't think that, and I'm actively buying. In lockdown, I've completed on 2 houses. Like lockdown, I completed my house like 3 weeks ago. So like,
there's a pub down the road from us, and it says on there, it's the oldest pub in England. So it was back in like, what was the year? I'll find the year. Back when property prices were doubling.
Well, it can't be the oldest pub in England, because that means it was around like 1000 AD, because there was pubs in 1000 AD, wasn't it? So,
dude, it's the oldest pub in England, I'm telling you.
But how can it possibly be? Like,
well, something's got to be the oldest pub in England, doesn't it? So what do you mean, how can it possibly be? Do you mean there's none? It's like before records began, so they don't know.
There was saloons, there was drinking houses back in the...
Yeah, and are they still active? Are they still open?
Okay, that's a different thing. It's the oldest pub that's still in existence.
How pedantic can you get?
Wow. Anyway, while you're thinking about the oldest pub, I'll crack
pub in England. Anyway, it had a sign up. It said, "Yes, we're still open. We survived the Black Plague, the World War II, and we're going to get through coronavirus. Don't worry." And I just thought I liked the sign.
That was that. I love that. Right, okay, so I have a question.
I've got a question.
Go on.
Instagram, Louis Amory says, "Hello, Russell Leeds." Hello, Louis Amory. "I'm interested in the property game, but currently have no money to put down on properties. Can I still start? If so, can you tell me a few things I can do?"
Look, listen, if you've got literally not a penny to your name, then that's something you need to look at before you even think about getting into property, okay? But in property, you have to have certain things, right? Because property is a business at the end of the day, right? So you have to be able to get access to funds, right? Because you will need some sort of funding to do this. Now, that money doesn't always have to be your own, so you can do this with zero money, but somebody has to put money in. So you either have to be great at networking and joint venturing and raising finance, which, believe me, you can do, because I know personally people who have done that. You either have to have you have to do a joint venture with somebody where you come to the party with something. Now, you're going to be bringing, hopefully, you're going to get trained, you're going to get educated. So you're going to be bringing training, education, and hopefully you're going to get out there and effort, time. You're going to find the deals. And then somebody else brings the other aspect to that, which is the finance side of it. And they'll probably want a much bigger share of whatever you do, because they're bringing the actual, the ingredient, the key ingredient to getting that deal over the line. But that's one way you can do it, by joint venture and networking. Now, it is going to be difficult as a first-time investor, with no money, in the sense of getting investors to sort of work with you and trust you. But that's where you come into it, and you have to get creative. You have to add lots and lots of value to people and help them as much as possible. And it's not going to happen overnight. You need to understand that most people that are successful in business, they've been working at it for some time before they hit success. Russell did. I did. Everyone I know that's got success in business, it's not happened like, today I'm going to do business, tomorrow I'm successful. That's not real. Right? You're going to have to put lots of effort in. So your replacement for not having the money is the amount of effort you're prepared to put into that job and that work and to getting things done. So 100% is possible. You're going to have to joint venture, network, raise finance, and just get on with it. Find a deal that's good and you'll find an investor. I've always said that, and I still to this day believe it's very true.
Yeah, I agree. Or, if you do something like rent to rent or deal selling, you can start with very, very little money.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, 100%. Right, okay. I have got a question here from Rob Kempster. What are the advantages of investing in South London? If the numbers stack up so well up north, why would anybody buy rental properties elsewhere? There's advantages to both. Up north, sometimes you get better cash flow, but you don't get the capital appreciation. Whereas down south, you get much better capital appreciation. Sometimes the profit, the actual cash flow per month, is not as much because the property values are so much higher. For instance, I know a landlord who's got a property worth, I think it's about £450,000. They make cash flow from that property. It's rented as a single let in North London. They make cash flow about £350 a month, but the property is £450,000. Now, capital appreciation is crazy. That will go up over time, and it will, and it has gone up, okay? But they don't make much cash flow from it. I've got properties that make higher cash flow than that are 80 grand. I know so many people that have got properties up north that make much higher cash flow than that, but they don't get the capital appreciation. So what you got to look at is, what do you want? Like, for me, I'm not really that bothered about cash flow because I've got lots of cash flow coming in. What I want is capital appreciation, and I want assets. That's what I want. So I don't mind buying a little bit further down south where I don't get the best cash flow, but I get better capital appreciation. Whereas if you're desperate for the cash flow and you need that to replace your income or whatever, then buy a little bit further up north where you can get higher cash flow. But that's not to say it's sort of fixed in cement that up north is for cash flow, down south is capital appreciation. Because I also know people down south that have got very good properties that are rented out, making very good cash flow. So it's a sort of deal by deal situation. You have to look deal by deal, work out what you want. But in general, cash flow is a lot higher Midlands and up because the property value is less, the mortgages are less, and capital appreciation, Midlands down, booming. That's my take on it. And again, I look at every deal case by case.
Makes sense.
One more okay. So this is from Matt Becks, and it's on the Facebook page, Property Investors with Simon Leeds. So that's where we take questions from normally. Question is, how do you define customer success in the property industry? Look, defining customer success is, do you know what? Again, case by case, because what you determine success might be different to what I determine success. I'm working with a student at the minute who is ecstatic, is over the moon with the academy, and I'll tell you why. When she joined the academy, it was about 8 months, 6-7 months ago. It was towards the end of last year, okay? And when she came on board, she lacked a lot of confidence. She didn't have the necessary confidence to speak in front of people, to present herself to an estate agent, to do any of that sort of stuff. And she really worried that she was not going to be able to do it because she was quite nervous and all that sort of stuff. So anyway, she come on the academy. She's absolutely loved it. She's put her whole heart into all the training. Now she is a far more confident woman. She's not done any deals yet, but that's not what her focus is at the minute. Her focus is not to do deals. Her focus is to learn as much as possible, to grow her network, to develop herself, and to become a far better, far positioned, far more educated person to then go into property investing. So she's not even been looking to find deals. She's been looking to just grow herself. And I had a Zoom call with her the other night, and I couldn't believe how more confident she is. So much more confident, to the point now where she's now attracting investors to her. So she's got money. She's got money coming from Russia to her. She's got money coming from other people throughout the world that she's spoken to because she attends lots of Zoom calls. She attends lots of digital networking events, and she does 20-second pitches. She talks about what she's doing. And as a result, she's now gained she's gaining finance from people that she would never previously talked to. So for her, the gain in confidence, for her, that's her success. And she was literally talking to me the other day saying it's the best thing she's ever done. That's her version of success. But to you, that might be, well, I'm already confident, I don't need that. So that you might need 5 deals. You might need 10 deals. You might need to make £5,000 a month or £10,000 a month. Success is very unique to every single individual person, I believe.
Good answer.
Sorry. I did drag on there. Sorry, man. But
don't worry. While you were talking, I managed to find the pub. It was go on. Take a guess.
The Old English Pub.
It's called what? It's called the Royal Standard. Take a guess of the year.
Oh, I don't know. 1746.
1213.
Is it? Wow. Oh, that's good.
It's old, isn't it? That is pretty old.
It is pretty old. Yeah.
Oldest pub in England, apparently.
Really good. And that's in Beaconsfield.
Yeah.
Nice.
So there you go.
On that bombshell. On
the bombshell that we live near the oldest pub. They do good fish and chips, actually.
Do they?
So I have to tell you.
We can't do. You can take me out for dinner. You never take me out for dinner, have we? Let's go on diets. Anyway, on that note, on that bombshell.
Guys, thank you ever so much for tuning in. We really appreciate it. Thanks for listening. Please don't forget to subscribe so you never miss an upload. Check us out on iTunes. Check us out on Spotify. Watch us on YouTube. Leave us lots of reviews. Say lots of nice things. If you want any of your questions answered, please don't hesitate to let us know. We'll see you next week.
And on Friday night. See you guys.